a tremendous amount of trauma, so it makes sense to place him with people to whom they already feel a connection. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 7520790. It's 911. I'm Dave Mowers.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. Clouds be on the increase today. Showers in the area by late in the afternoon or early in the evening. Highs will top out near 72 degrees. Winds turn to the east-southeast, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, mostly cloudy and breezy. Showers likely. Storms also possible after midnight. Lows drop to 64. Winds southeast, 10 to 25. And then Thursday, showers continue. Storms possible again, but mainly during the afternoon. And highs head into the middle to upper 70s. This is meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW Weatherology forecast.
Right now it's 57.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW from the studios of WSGW, the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios this week. And we have a number of things to do this morning. Later on during the 10 o'clock hour, we're going to start the hour talking to Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan about anti-inflammatory drugs that may be helping in dementia. We will at 11 o'clock on Focus talk to our friends at Westside Decorating Center. But for this hour, open lines, whatever's on your mind at 989-752-6111. And you can watch me in the usual places where we stream our video. But certainly is a lot going on, enough to talk about. So we'd love to hear from you this morning. Of course, we know the top story in the news from yesterday was the senseless killing of 19 students and 2 adults in Uvalde, Texas, and several others injured by an 18-year-old. Hats off to the Border Patrol officer who rushed in without backup to put an end to it. Probably saved countless lives. But as always happens with these incidents, and it's understandable why it happens, but the conversation turns to gun control. And the reality is, and if we're going to be honest about the conversation, we have to recognize you could put all the gun controls on you want, and it will not stop a single one of these incidents. Just look at Chicago. They got the toughest gun laws in the nation and one of the highest murder rates by gun. Are there things that can be done? Yeah, probably. There are probably issues that need to be tackled in background checks and things of that nature. And it's something that's going to be discussed, has been discussed, will be discussed in the future. The conversation will continue. But we've got callers waiting for us, so we'd rather hear what they have to say. So we'll begin with Mark in Mount Pleasant. Mark, good morning. Mark, are you? Oh, just a minute, Mark. Okay, now go ahead.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
We're doing well.
Hey, to try to pivot, I understand everybody's going to talk about the guns and the shooting, but under Sandy Hook and the other school shootings, I thought there was money that was given out to keep the doors locked or upgrade the doors so that you had to press a button or get buzzed in. I know in Bay City, you have to do that at every school. All the doors are locked. But it's my understanding after I watched the video is the shooter walked into the building with the millions and billions of dollars that went to the union schools. shouldn't the head of the union answer that question if that's
No, because it was a district-wide decision. Every district decided how they wanted to protect their schools. Every district decides what door stays open, if it does stay open, what access is required. It was not universal. It was not a directive from the federal government that you will lock all school doors. So, from that standpoint, every district has to answer for its decisions.
Okay, well, that's news to me. I thought with all these shootings, that was something that everybody agreed upon.
Well, there was a lot of talk about it, but again, every district still had their final say.
Well, I'm assuming that's probably going to get looked at in that school district moving forward.
Well, yeah, after the fact, isn't it amazing? Hindsight's always 20/20.
Okay. All righty, sir.
All right.
Can't wait to hear the calls.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Russ is in Bay City. Russ, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Well, I agree with you on the whole gun control laws, and that seems to be about the only thing we ever look at with these things. But what we need to look at is why. We didn't start seeing these school shootings till about the year 2000. What was different before that? Now, in New York City, I don't imagine you saw it, but here in Saginaw, Michigan, when I was in high school, guys would have guns and hunting equipment right in their cars in school, because when they got out of school, they were going directly up north to go rabbit hunting or deer hunting or some kind of something or other.
Sure. It was the nature of your lifestyle here in Michigan.
With all those guns in the parking lot, we didn't have one school shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why? Well, one of the main reasons was we eliminated the reform schools. We took the bad apples and put them right, because we're going to mainstream them. This is going to be way better than the reform schools we used to have, which stigmatized them. And another thing that we had was if you were deemed mentally ill, you got locked up. You didn't get to roam freely. You didn't have the right to refuse treatment like you do today. And not only that, now with all these background checks, they're useless. I can be a full-blown schizophrenic off my meds, walk into Duncan's Outfitters and buy me an AR-15 or a Mossberg 500 or you name it,
Yep.
And they can't do it because...
Yeah, I talked about that yesterday. It's one of the complaints. It's one of the complaints of federal firearm license holders that sell guns, because they have no say in it.
Well, they should. I'm sorry, but if you're mentally ill, you lose the right. To me, I believe you should lose the right to own guns.
Well, you have
you
to
should
change.
lose the right to vote.
Yeah. Why vote? What's that got to do with it?
Who wants a severely mentally ill person voting?
Well, who's going to decide the severeness of your mental illness and your competency to vote? Well, all right. I mean, I think what you have to do is stay on target here. If you're going to talk about guns, talk about guns.
Right, and that's fine. We can talk about guns, but we need to bring back the reform schools too, because almost all of these instances, almost all of them, the shooter has been produced by bullying, and we had a little bit of that back when I was in school, but not like today. And it did not produce school shooters. It goes back to the reform schools.
Well, you mentioned,
apples
you mentioned
out of our schools.
You mentioned I didn't see it in New York City. You were talking about guns and cars and going hunting and stuff. You're right. But what I saw in New York City was something far more severe. I saw zip guns. You know what a zip gun is?
Yeah.
Piece of pipe, rubber bands, a couple of pieces of wood. You made your own gun.
Yeah.
They didn't do it in school, though. They took it to the streets.
Right.
So it's just different method, you know.
But I mean, ours were for hunting. Ours weren't for
I understand that.
People.
Oh, I understand that. But I just want you to understand, when I grew up in New York City, it wasn't a sterile outlook.
But I mean, it was a totally different outlook towards guns, too.
Well, it was. Yeah.
You know, and I mean, back in my day, when you were 5, 6 years old, your dad bought you a DZ baby gun, And he taught you gun safety with it. He taught you marksmanship with it. And he taught you to respect guns. That they were tools, that they were dangerous tools that could hurt people.
Yeah, well, my dad did that because he was a federal agent and he carried one, and he made sure I understood the safety of it.
You know,
So,
and
all right.
Just my opinion, we need to look at something a lot more than just gun control.
All right, I got to take a break. Thanks a lot,
Thank
Russ.
you.
Take care. Bye-bye now. We'll be back. We'll get to Paul and William when we return here on the Art Lewis Show.
Wool Files in Saginaw is looking for an experienced parts counter person. You must be prompt, dependable, and knowledgeable in lawn and garden equipment. Qualified candidates can make good wages and receive an excellent benefit package at a clean, well-respected local business. For an opportunity to fill this rewarding position at one of the area's oldest, highly respected repair shops, bring a resume and apply in person to Dave at 5818 State Street, Saginaw, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. This is a full-time position and starts now. Wool Files, Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw. Wool Files is an equal opportunity employer.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar. Whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners, it's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All-American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Straight Talk Wireless now has the new iPhone 13 with cinematic mode, which lets you focus on what matters. And with Straight Talk, you can focus on getting the best deal. Our Silver Unlimited plan is just $45 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. And it runs on the largest, most dependable networks, now with nationwide 5G. With the iPhone 13 on Straight Talk, you can share whatever you want, wherever you want. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Another day, another record has been set for gasoline prices. That, according to AAA. At the World Economic Forum in Switzerland today, a top Saudi official has touted a dual strategy for increasing oil production capacity for export abroad while advocating for a domestic reduction of emissions. In the meantime, in energy markets, benchmark U.S. crude rose over $111 per barrel. That could indicate more pain at the gas pump. On Wall Street, stock futures have been mostly lower this morning. Pharmacy chain CVS will stop filling prescriptions for controlled substances ordered by clinics working for Cerebral Inc. It's a move that could impact thousands of patients. The Wall Street Journal reports CVS is not commenting on the move. Cerebral has called the decision unfortunate. Some pharmacies have suggested Cerebral is writing too many stimulant prescriptions. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Tom Graham, invested in you.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Rising home values mean that you could have more home equity than you might imagine. And if you're considering a refi, an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot could save you thousands. Ask about their smart term loans, cash out, and over 300 loan options to find just the right mortgage loan for you. Call now, 866-888-LOAN, or go to loandepot.com. Loan Depot, where home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
It is the fundamental right of parents to direct the education of their children, unquote. That's the state law. And Representative Annette Glenn sponsored a bill to require posting that right in school offices and board meetings, fighting for parents. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
You know, every 3 seconds, there is a new victim of identity theft. A criminal could be applying for loans in your name, selling your personal information on the dark web. Now, protecting your identity can be very easy thanks to LifeLock by Norton. No one company can prevent all identity theft or monitor every transaction of every business, but LifeLock, it's simple and easy to protect yourself, and you'll save up to 25% off your first year when you go to LifeLock.com or call 1-800-LifeLock. Just use the promo code Hannity.
The 3-2 fastball got him on the outside edge. 3 called, third strikes, all on fastball.
Don't see that very often, do you?
What an inning for Will Vest.
The Tigers play 12:50 today on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back here on the Art Lewis Show, and we'll get back to our phones. Paul is in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art. On the first issue, or the current issue, I should say, the National News Desk this morning reported that in Congress, the Republicans want armed cops at school, and the Democrats said no. So I don't understand that, but that's what's going on there.
Yeah, well, Democrats and the Republicans have always come at gun control from two different worlds. The Republicans may want that. The Democrats want severe gun control. Probably none of which would stop any of this stuff, but that's the way they are.
Right. Well, the issue I want to talk about is on Tuesday, May 10th, on page A4 of the local newspaper, they listed 16 meeting sites, day, time, and place over a 2-week period for taxpayer input on the federal stimulus ARPA funds. You know, the $53 million the city received?
Yeah.
Well, I went to 3 of those 16 meeting sites, and I discovered there wasn't any meeting. And there was 2 on the 18th. One was at the hospital, and the other one at Anderson and Richmond Center, and one yesterday at City Hall. And nobody at the 3 sites knew anything about it. So I went to the newspaper office, and it was closed. And I called the newspaper answering machine and got no call back. So I asked the city, I says, what's going on? Because the paper gets its info from the city, and they didn't know anything about why this all happened. What do you think of that?
I think they got bad information, apparently.
Well, the paper ain't, you know, they get the schedule from the city, and they print what the city gives them.
You assume.
There was 16 meeting sites.
You assume.
Yeah. Well, did anybody?
I don't know if the city didn't know. If the city didn't know anything about it, how did they get a notice from the city?
No,
you just told me the city didn't know anything about it. Is that right?
The city didn't know why there was no meetings at those scheduled day, time, and place meeting sites.
Were they pre-registration or not? Or you just show up?
You just show up.
Got me.
There was 16, and all 3 places said we didn't know nothing about no meeting. We don't have no meeting scheduled here.
I have no idea.
So there's something fishy and suspicious to me.
Okay, well, and you keep checking it out and let me know what you find.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Take care.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Here's William in Bay City. William, good morning to you.
Good morning. I was going to say that they thought that you could ban these automatic weapons. They do the most killing. But, I mean, you could blow it up. And in Paris, they had that big truck. And those Marines got killed 500 in Lebanon by a gasoline truck. So there's other ways people get killed. The reason why we need these automatic weapons is that people are afraid if the economy fell through, that you might have 3 or 4 guys try to raid your house, get food for their families. You need auto to protect yourself if you're a single person.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it's fair enough. In other words, self-protection.
Right, or even like if we wound up like Ukraine, they figure, well, that'll never happen to us because we're protected with the 2 oceans, I guess. But
and understand that they're semi-automatic, not fully automatic.
Right, but I mean, you could like stab people and that, but it wouldn't be a mass killing.
No, I understand that. I understand that. But when you mentioned guns, you have to make sure the terms are correct.
Right, that's true.
Semi-automatic. I mean, there are illegal modifications out there to make it fully automatic, but no law is going to stop that. I mean, that's just, it's just the way it is. It's already against the law to own a machine gun, but they can convert these things, and in practicality is what you end up with.
Right,
I've seen video, and they're brazen. Now. They're brazen because I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen guys on YouTube that took semi-automatic pistols and converted them into rapid fire. And I'm going, wow. How ridiculous. It's just, it makes no sense.
Yeah, most mentally ill people are docile, and it's the ones that got drugs with it. The drugs is the major problem with it, I think.
All right.
All right, talk to you later, Art.
Yep, take care. Bye-bye now.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too. Bye. Saginaw Bay City, 7526111 is the number to call from anywhere, really, because they don't charge you for long distance and roaming anymore for most carriers anyway. Let me take a moment to tell you about my friends at Thelen Honda. I'm driving a Honda Sport, an Accord Sport. It's a Jackrabbit. You put it in sport position, and wow, is it a fast car? But you also, do that, and you eat up a lot of gas. And at the price of gas today, I'm not putting it in sport very often. But one nice thing about the Hondas to remember is that as a full-line automaker, they were first in the 2021 EPA report at 29.1 miles per gallon, 3.7 miles per gallon higher than the industry average for the 2020 model year. And also, the 2022 Honda Civic won the prestigious North American Car of the Year award, and the Honda Ridgeline was ranked first among the longest-lasting trucks. Lots of reasons to own a Honda. Now, you can stop into Thelen Honda, North Euclid Avenue in Bay City, see what new vehicles they have in stock, or find out what they have in the pipeline and reserve yours today before it's too late. And if you're looking to move up with a pre-owned vehicle, remember that the Thelen dealerships all lined up there on North Euclid Avenue have probably one of the largest inventories of Great Lakes Bay region pre-owned vehicles, all inspected, all ready for immediate delivery. You can check them out online, too, at thinkthelen.com. And remember this, the Thelen family, they've been serving your automotive needs for over 45 years. Also, coming up here, we will be chatting with Farm Director Terry Henney next hour because he is down at the Saginaw Farmers Market down at the SVRC Marketplace, which opens today. So we will be chatting with him coming up during the 10 o'clock hour.
As golfers, we want more distance, more accuracy, more birdies, pars, and one putts. What if I told you that you can get all of that and more for less during your next golf getaway? Now with 90 holes of golf at one resort, Shanty Creek Resort is bigger and better. Discover a new golf mecca in Bel Air with all the more you need. Variety, quality, and quantity with customizable stay and play packages accommodating every group and budget. When you're ready for more, we'll be here to welcome you at Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Memorial Day sale deals are happening now at the Maytag store with special financing and 0% interest for 12 months. They have Whirlpool and Maytag dishwashers in stock now. Maytag electric range with true convection for $1,099 or a Whirlpool electric 5-in-1 oven for $999. Maytag over-the-range microwave with dual crisp feature starting at just $349. Maytag washer and dryer pair starting at $1249. 33-inch wide Whirlpool 22 cubic foot bottom freezer refrigerator in stock now. Stop by the Maytag store in Saginaw or Frankenmuth for great deals. And if you're shopping on a budget, the Maytag outlet store stocks and sells discounted appliances with minor cosmetic damage. These appliances come with a full manufacturer's warranty, and the Maytag store is paying the sales tax on all in-stock appliances. Check out the available inventory now at the MaytagStoreUSA.com. Experience the Maytag store difference today.
The Maytag Store.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save.
Now it's all been said, so if that earphone was out, put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. Back to our phones. Jerry is in Bay City. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
With regard to gun control, which is what the Democrats always roll out when there's a tragedy like this, I guess I would only say that when President Obama was in office, they had the majority in the House. They had a filibuster-proof majority in the Senate for 2 years, and they did squat.
Mm-hmm.
They did nothing. So, you know, they used this tragedy to virtue signal about gun control, when in fact, I think everybody knows that if you harden the schools from a security point of view, and if you have armed security officers at the school, it almost eliminates these things.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. And you know, it's
and
anytime there's been gun control legislation, it's been you know, it's like feel good. Look what we did, which was nothing really.
Right.
When you think about it, nothing comes of it. There's all kinds of gun control. Chicago's got the toughest gun laws in the country and the highest death rate by gun violence. So how do they go together? You know?
Well, and I guess the thing is that we see the hypocrisy, because every weekend in Chicago there are more people shot than were shot yesterday in Texas.
Yeah.
And yet life goes on and you never hear a word about it. Is it because the people being shot in Chicago, their life is worth less? It makes no sense whatsoever.
No, actually what it is it's common news in Chicago. Let's be realistic about it. You know, when somebody walks into a school and mows down 19 youngsters and 2 adults, that's big news. It's unfortunate and it's big news. In Chicago, it's not news anymore that people die by gun violence because it's so common.
Yeah,
it happens every day, multiple times.
And as you said, you know, they have tough gun laws.
Oh yeah,
DC has tough gun laws, and yet it's an everyday occurrence. I mean, it happens all the time. So I'm a responsible gun owner. I have a concealed carry permit, and I don't carry everywhere, but there are places where I carry where I feel I have to be wary about it.
Yep.
But because some crazy person goes off and does something like this, I don't think my rights should be impinged upon.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Well, Jerry, you too. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye now. We're going to go down to Port Charlotte, Florida, and we have Russ with us. Russ, good morning.
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 Yeah, I heard about this, and I thought, you know, if we took $1 billion and trained guards, like state police, put them in the school, and it would be done. But I read a book, it was called The Naked Communist, and I looked on YouTube, and it's 45 goals of the Communist Party. Take down the statues, ruin the founders were all no good. And they're doing everything
change history
in Washington. Yeah. And the thing is, it's both parties.
Well,
I mean, they stand there and they say, wait a minute, you can't tear that statue down. I mean, the police just stand there and watch them do it. We're in trouble.
Well, a lot of the statues that have been taken down, the police wouldn't interfere because it was done by order of the governing body, city council, state, whoever. So the police are not going to stop that because it's a legal order from the government officials. Whether it should be done or not is a whole nother subject. But how it's being done, for the most part, it's being done through legal orders. So the police are not going to interfere with it.
But I mean, it was really something where I just went on YouTube and I put in naked communists and their goals, and the thing popped up, and it's audio, and they go through it. I mean, they're taking over different unions, doing this. Unbelievable.
All right. Fair enough, Russ. Hey, what's the weather like down there? What's the weather like down there?
80 and cloudy.
80, yeah. Oh, cloudy. Okay.
Yeah. Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Over the weekend, Friday, I heard that there was going to be a meeting in Switzerland.
Davos, yeah.
Did they pass that about taking our sovereignty away?
No. Nobody's taking our sovereignty away.
Well, Biden put up some amendments to a old bill. Like they would come in and right now we're under recommendations of the UN for COVID, and they follow it because Congress, nobody.
It's a choice. It's a choice, though. Nobody's taking our sovereignty away.
Well, I've been trying to find it, and
you won't. That's why it didn't happen.
Well, they had the meeting. I know that.
Okay.
All right.
Good enough, Russ. Thanks. Take care.
Right. Yep. Bye.
Bye now. And let's talk to Jean in Bay City. Jean, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
They said on one of the news dealies yesterday that in Texas that you have to be 21 to drink, and yet you can buy an automatic weapon when you're 18.
A semi-automatic weapon.
Well, yeah,
There's a difference.
A gun. If they would have the same law that they have about drinking, about buying a gun, that might not have happened because that boy on his 18th birthday, he was able, the same thing might have happened later, but at least it wouldn't have happened right now.
Or he would have got another gun from someplace else.
Well, it's possible.
Yeah, and that's the problem with the laws, is that the people that want to violate the laws don't care what the law says.
Now, on a different angle, now my minister, she always says from time to time, hurt people. And now I have Blue Cross insurance and health insurance, and they send out a survey once in a while, to check to see if people are sad or depressed or something so they can help them. Now, if the schools would maybe once a month just have a little simple survey, are you happy with your life, or, are you sad one day a week or sad all week, and are you depressed once in a while, or are you depressed all the time type questions, psychological type questions. That these boys doing these crimes, they're not coming from happy, secure homes. They're coming from a home that's dysfunctional. Where now I don't know if that boy
You're
was
making
living.
you're
with
making
his-
an assumption. You're making an assumption that may not be true.
Well,
not all these kids
if a
come
boy's
from.
mentally ill, of course, that's a whole different situation.
Well, exactly, but you got to point that out. I mean, it's
right.
It's
right.
Look at the Oxford kid. There were enough signs there that anybody could have seen it, but yet they chose not to do anything about it. So yeah, it's fine. You can survey it, but if you don't use the information, it's useless. And then again, you have to be careful how you disseminate the information because of HIPAA laws. So it's a catch-22.
I know. If a boy was being verbally or physically abused or neglected, I don't know how a school would help him. It would be really difficult to try to help a boy in that situation. But
if he's being physically abused, you go to law. Law enforcement has a responsibility.
Right. Well, at least that would give the school some idea which boys are hurting.
Yeah.
That are in trouble, and maybe somehow or other they could try and help them.
Gene, I got to interrupt because I'm out of time. I got to take a break here, but appreciate the call as always.
Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. All right, we will take a break and then we will return with more here on the Art Lewis Show.
RibFest 2022 is back this coming Friday in Sanford. Hi, this is Taylor Miette from the Sanford Food Center. You asked for it and we're bringing it. RibFest is back this Friday, May 27th from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. or when the supplies run out. Here's what's on the menu. A full rack of ribs, just $15. A half rack, only $8. Plus, we will have all your favorite sides available, including fresh deli and fruit salads, King's Hawaiian rolls, and more. Fully cooked ribs, hot off the grill. RibFest is back this Friday at the Sanford Food Center.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
A 401k can be an important asset for what many Americans consider retirement. You made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years and even decades. Its tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build sizable and important nest eggs. But its flexibility can also be costly to you if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid early distribution penalties and full taxation on rollovers. The little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof options, and more. Request your guide today at 989-835-7203. or visit GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show,
Biden somehow made the border crisis worse.
You know, just when you think you're on the basement floor, it just keeps getting low.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you here on WSGW, and Mike is in Shields. Mike, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. I'm going to change the subjects away a little bit this morning. I heard yesterday that they've changed the name of a couple of the forts, at least the two that mean something to me. And to me, I don't know why they have to do stuff like that. You know, Fort Benning, Georgia, is where I went through jump school, and then Fort Bragg, North Carolina. That's where the 82nd Airborne and Special Forces are based. I was stationed at both of those. And it's crazy. Why do they have to change these names? Yes, they were named after Southern generals. But what do they get by doing that other than
feel good?
But I'd like to have the people that went through there feel good. I mean, those things, they have a meaning to people. I mean, I was proud of my service in there, and I wasn't worried about if it was Southern named or not. It doesn't matter.
Nobody has for decades, as a matter of fact.
I know, but it's just, these people are crazy.
It's this woke society. All of a sudden, everything's got to be sterile. You know, it's trying to rewrite history.
Yeah, well, it's a shame because people went through there. They served and a lot of them died. I mean, I had a lot of friends when I was stationed in Special Forces that were killed. And I just think that it dishonors the service people for the sake of a few woke. I don't know what these people are crazies, but anyway, this country is just, Art, I'm too old to have this happen.
You're not alone.
I'm worried about, I worry every day about, can I pay my bills? I mean, my annuity going to make it? Am I going to have to die earlier just because I ain't going to have no money? And it just, I don't know. I feel frustrated. And everybody said, well, in the election, and you say this, in election, vote them out. Yeah, but we still have this administration, which we don't even know who's running the dang country right now. And, it won't change till, 20,
well, what would change if Congress changes? That puts an end to whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, but it's already done. He's already turned things back. And can Congress? Oh, I mentioned that yesterday. I don't want to go back through that again. But can Congress go in and say, okay, we're going to go back to being energy?
Yeah, no, because he'd have to sign it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You can stop, but you can't create if he doesn't want to sign it. You'd have to change total administration.
Yeah, even a law. If they put it into law. And it was approved by, let's say they have the House and the Senate. Okay, so it gets approved, but he can still veto anything he wants.
It would have to be so popular that you had enough votes to override a veto.
Yeah, and that we know we're not going to be quite that far. I mean, I think they'll
never
do well.
know. I think they'll do well too, but you never know.
Yeah, well, God, it's frustrating. I thought I was going to be able to, finish out my years and just,
Well, it gives you something
I want to do, travel, do whatever I wanted.
Sure.
But
you want to do those things to get away from the worries.
Yeah, but now you can't even travel. You can't, you can't afford to do stuff.
I was just thinking about that the other day. We're going to Pennsylvania to visit relatives in June.
Oh, that was my favorite.
And it's, I'm already looking at, what's the price of gas going to cost me this time compared to what it did in the past? All right, got to run.
Okay. Yep. Take care, my friend.
Bye-bye now.
Bye now.
That'll do it for calls this hour. We'll be back to close out the hour after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
School's out for summer, but if your business is running QuickBooks, you'll never get a break. QuickBooks manual processes, integration difficulties, and glitchy delays will leave you scrambling for the numbers you need. Failing to graduate to NetSuite will leave you stuck in summer school while your friends party. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 cloud financial system, no matter how big your business grows. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. That's why NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system, used by over 29,000 growing businesses. Automate your process with NetSuite and close your books in no time. 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since graduating from QuickBooks to NetSuite. Right now, NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind financing program, so graduating has never been easier. Head to netsuite.com/radar right now. netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
Tell me you've seen the video of Johnny Cash in a humorous situation in his hometown, Kingsland, Arkansas. Apparently, there is a water tower, and on the water tower, there's a silhouette of Johnny Cash. Somebody, for fun, shot the water tower. A well-placed shot. Looks like Johnny Cash is relieving himself.
Somebody just couldn't resist.
This is becoming kind of a tourist attraction.
Oh, yeah.
The mayor says, bad as it is, they are giving a little kudos to the person who a well-placed shot. I'll tell you what they need to do. Phil Swift, you've seen it on TV. Little flex tape.
Oh, yeah, right. There you go.
You slap that right on that water tower. A lot cheaper, too, I'll tell you that.
Wondering about the angle of that shot. You'd think be someone at ground level is shooting, and it would be shooting down rather than it's kind of shooting up. What was the angle?
Well, but, first of all, how far away were they when they shot it?
We're treating this like the Zapruder film.
The Morning Team Show. Weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you just for a few seconds, though, here on the Art Lewis Show. We thank you for joining us this hour. Next hour, we're going to begin by talking to Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan about some anti-inflammatory foods that may help in dementia. That will be coming up following the news. We'll have the news from CBS that'll bring you up to date on the world and the nation. Dave Bowers in the WSGW newsroom. Nope, Ann Williams is in the WSGW newsroom. And then we'll talk to you right after that.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Chris Fox in Uvalde, Texas. The picture is becoming clearer as to what happened here Tuesday morning when an 18-year-old gunman barricaded himself in a Robb Elementary School classroom and opened fire, killing 19 students and 2 teachers before being killed by law enforcement. Lieutenant Chris Olivares is with the Texas Department of Public Safety.
No criminal history, no gang affiliation. So we're trying to determine exactly what the motive was and what any indicators at all whatsoever prior to the shooting.
What we do know is that a Border Patrol agent assisting local law enforcement took down the gunman. One big question here is about the impact of this tragedy and what changes it will lead to. Congressman Tony Gonzalez represents the area.
We need to have more love in this world, and we need to protect the innocent, and there is nothing more innocent than children.
I'm Chris Fox in Uvalde, Texas. Now with more CBS News, here's Vicki Barker.
There has been worldwide condemnation of the massacre and of the people profiting from guns.
I'm Sabina Castelfranco in Rome.
Nella scuola elementare in Texas.
At his Wednesday meeting with the faithful, Pope Francis said he was heartbroken by the massacre. The Pope said it is time to say enough to the indiscriminate trafficking of weapons, calling for greater efforts to avoid tragedies like this one from happening again.
Nelba Marquez Green lost her 6-year-old daughter in the Sandy Hook massacre in Connecticut nearly 10 years ago. She wants to see tough new action from her elected politicians.
We don't need more cowardice now. We need courage. And we need much more courage from them.
But CBS's Scott McFarland says tighter gun laws are highly unlikely to follow this latest massacre.
In the last decade since the Sandy Hook shooting, Congress, largely Democrats, has tried and failed to pass nearly 20 gun control measures.
There's been a development in one of the ongoing actions over the opioid crisis. West Virginia has just reached a tentative settlement with 2 opioid makers. The reported $161 million settlement reached just as closing arguments were set to begin in the 7-week trial. Yesterday's massacre in Texas overshadowing primary voting in 5 states yesterday. Georgia has a new Republican candidate for the U.S. Senate, as CBS's Ed O'Keefe reports.
Former football star Herschel Walker faces Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock in a race that could eventually cost tens of millions of dollars, as it's one of the few competitive races that could determine who controls the Senate next year.
Walker had the support of former President Donald Trump. Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp easily defeated another Trump pick. He'll go on to face Democrat Stacey Abrams in his re-election battle in November. Wall Street is up shortly after the open. This is CBS News.
Find your next great hire with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hello, I'm Shep.
And I'm Mark.
And we're the friendly, board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
When it comes to pest management, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Seems like people only think of us once they've spotted a pest.
And by then, it could very well be expensive to treat.
That's where our free home assessments come in. We'll look for signs of pests and identify conditions that are conducive to unwanted visitors.
Whether it's a mouse in your house or a full-blown millipede bloom,
we have just the right solution to make your yard and your home more livable.
800-966-ROSE.
This is what camping sounds like when you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP. And this is what camping sounds like when you have Inspire and don't need a CPAP. If you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP, Inspire could work for you. Inspire works inside the body and keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 63 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams. Police are present at Carlton Public Schools today in the wake of a threat made last night against Carlton Middle School. Police investigated and have termed the threat not credible, but they are stepping up security as a precaution. The schools called and texted parents around 11 last night, informing them of the situation. Interim Superintendent Jill Rosinski asked that parents speak with their children about the seriousness of making false threats and spreading rumors about threats. This is the second threat made against Carleton schools. The earlier threat was also termed not credible. 5 Saginaw Valley State University students have taken the next step to become medical doctors through their acceptance into Michigan State University's College of Human Medicine through SVSU's Early Assurance Program. The agreement allows SVSU students to apply to medical schools this summer before their senior year. Through this program, each college SVSU has a partnership with reserves a certain number of seats for SVSU students. Preference is given to students who are the first generation in their family to attend college.
Hello.
From a low-income high school, are eligible
Why I cannot hear you.
or who express and support their interest in a high-need medical specialty area. The students are Shannon Coughlin of Frankenmuth, Allison Kowach of Gaylord, Lauren Rice of Bay City, Skylar Stewart of Auburn, and Janae White of Pinconning. Governor Gretchen Whitmer and the Michigan Economic Development Corporation have announced Michigan Strategic Fund approval of support for a new semiconductor technician apprenticeship program intended to strengthen the pipeline of the semiconductor workforce. WSGW's Michael Percha reports.
The MSF also approved $1.5 million in CARES grant funding to be used to plan and develop the program. The Semiconductor Career and Apprenticeship Network Program grants, or SCAN, will provide the funding to the SEMI Foundation, an arm of the Global Microelectronics Industry Association, SEMI. The SEMI Foundation implements the SCAN program in 2 phases. Phase 1 will focus on the workforce ecosystem by engaging key microelectronics employer partners, end users in the auto and manufacturing space, educational partners, and key workforce development partners. Phase 2 will focus on customization through conducting extensive discovery and focus groups with employers to confirm job roles, skills, and competencies needed to successfully build and diversify a robust and knowledgeable incoming workforce. Michael Percha, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time is 10:07.
Whether you work in the field or in the corner office, you know information is power. That's why Helena is putting data to work on farms across the country with Extractor. Extractor is an exclusive tissue analysis program used to monitor plant health in season. Using advanced technology, Extractor identifies nutrient deficiencies and offers custom recommendations to keep your crop growing at its best. Make better agronomic decisions this season with Extractor. To learn more, find your local Helena retailer at helenaagra.com.
For a farmer, every day is different, and every season tells its own story. Make this the year you do it your way. Coron Metra is a foliar fertilizer that lets you decide when the time is right for nutrition. Metra gives you flexibility, it gives your tank efficiency, and Metra gives your crop more than just nitrogen. Coron Metra, the next evolution in crop nutrition. Always read and follow label instructions and check registration before use.
WSGW News Time is 10:08. The application period is open for the Bay County Small Business Grant Program, which has $1 million available to eligible businesses impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The grants are made possible through the Bay County Board of Commissioners allocation of American Rescue Plan Act funding. The grants will be administered through Bay Future, with a minimum 30% required to be awarded to eligible women-owned, minority-owned, or veteran-owned businesses. The application period remains open until Tuesday. That's May 31st at 5 p.m. Eligible businesses will be able to apply for up to $20,000 in reimbursement grant funding for expenses paid between January 1st, 2022 and April 30th, 2022 for payroll, rent, or mortgage payments and utilities. Eligible businesses include for-profit businesses with 2 to 50 total employees located in Bay County. Businesses must operate from a brick and mortar building and have been in operation since January 1st of this year and can demonstrate a negative effect as a result of the COVID-19 emergency. The review process will start June 1st with award announcements no later than June 16th. There is more information at bayfuture.com. General Motors Pontiac stamping plant is looking for some skilled trades workers.
They're holding a job fair at Pontiac Stamping from noon to 6. They're specifically seeking mechanical and electrical journey persons. Pontiac Stamping makes metal components, many of which will go to its EV plants, Orient Assembly, and Factory Zero in Detroit.
And that was Jeff Gilbert reporting. AutoBeat reporter Jeff Gilbert says GM has been holding job fairs at several plants as it looks to fill open manufacturing positions. Little League Baseball in Taylor and a number of other communities is currently experiencing a problem that's starting to affect the games. Here's more from Tony Ortiz at the Michigan News Network.
The problem is a shortage of umpires, which has forced coaches in Taylor to umpire their respective games at some level of Little League Baseball in that city. I had a chance to speak to Taylor co-commissioner Doug Cloutier recently, who explained to me why it's been tough to attract and to keep umpires.
I feel like it's becoming less desirable because of the amount of abuse that these umpires are subjected to from people on the sidelines and outside of the game, more so than inside the game. But you're also having an issue where a lot of these younger coaches in youth baseball, travel baseball, youth sports in general, they feel the constant need to argue calls, and it's becoming somewhat of an epidemic, to be honest with you.
Cloutier confirms that coaches and parents have been warned to not harass the umpires, who on average earn just $30 for every game that they work. For the Michigan News Network, I'm Tony Ortiz.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom 752-0790. It's 10:11. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms here for today with cloudy skies, a high in the low 70s. We'll have southeast winds around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. Then for tonight, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, cloudy and a low near 65. Thursday, a chance for showers and storms, cloudy, high of 78 degrees. Then by Friday, we'll have a chance for some rain showers, cloudy sky conditions, a high of 67. By Saturday, mostly sunny skies, a high of 71 degrees. Then by Sunday, plenty of blue skies and sun, a high of 81. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology forecast.
Currently, it's 62.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning and welcome. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And coming to you from the actual real radio studios of WSGW today, the premier kitchen and bath gallery studios. Later on, open phones, but for the first part of this hour, we're going to talk about dementia and maybe how to reduce the risk a little bit. And with us from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we say good morning to Shanthi Appelo. Shanthi, good morning.
Good morning. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Let me make sure I have you. All right, try it now. Good morning, Shanthi.
Good morning.
Hey,
Great
there
to be
you
here
are.
this morning.
So dementia, a huge problem, particularly as we get older. And now I see we're going to talk about anti-inflammatory foods that may reduce the risk of dementia.
Right.
Explain this to me.
Yeah. Well, like you said, we care about how we're treating dementia and Alzheimer's and all of those kind of cognitive illnesses because it does kill more people than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined. 1 in 3 seniors die with Alzheimer's or another type of dementia. So it is really serious. And the way that inflammation plays a role in this, inflammation plays a role in a few chronic illnesses. It seems to be kind of the connecting link here. And so, as researchers are looking at how can you fight inflammation within the body. So let me first start by saying kind of what inflammation is. So anytime that you have kind of a foreign invader, let's say, in your body, it could be something like bee pollen, it could be some kind of microbe, so maybe it's a bacterial infection going around, your body's going to send off these kind of signals where these inflammatory cells are getting activated, right? It wants to fight this illness off. But what happens sometimes with chronic inflammation is that these cells just keep working even though there are no more foreign invaders. And that's really that chronic inflammation is really what's been linked to so many chronic illnesses like dementia.
Well, I think maybe we need a definition here of inflammation, because when I hear inflammation, I think of swelling.
Yeah.
Is that inflammation, or is that only just a little piece of inflammation?
That can be a piece of the inflammation because all of these kind of inflammatory cells are working in different parts of your body. Inflammation can manifest itself in a lot of different ways. For example, when you're sick, it could be having a fever because your body's trying to fight that off. So yeah, that's a good example of one. But yeah, so in this case, we want to think of ways that we can fight that inflammation in the body. And so what research points to is that there are a few components in food that can help us fight inflammation. And, the research is still kind of in early stages, but we have seen a lot of strong research related to fiber, omega-3, polyphenols, just a fancy name for plant chemicals, unsaturated fat, and antioxidants.
So you're going to tell me to eat more leafy vegetables?
Actually, that is a really big key ingredient of this diet that has come out in recent years. So in 2015, there was a study done by Rush University Medical Center. And so it was funded by the National Institute on Aging, published in 2015. And they found that this one diet called the MIND diet, and I'll go into more details of what that is, but they found that it lowered Alzheimer's risk by about 35% in people who followed it moderately. And so for people who followed it rigorously, that went up even more. And so this MIND diet was kind of birthed from a combination of two really popular diets that have been ranked top diets by US News year after year. So the DASH diet and the Mediterranean diet. So it took components. Yep. You've heard of that one. That one definitely rings a bell for a lot of people. So it kind of took components of the two and added more ingredients to it that would support brain health.
Yet, when you talk to registered dietitians and registered nutritionists, they do not like the word diet.
Right. Yeah. And I think, in this case, let's just use it as a term that we can kind of relate to, because this MIND diet, even though it has the word diet, it's more of guidelines that you can follow. And what the researchers say about this MIND diet is that if you can just follow a few parts of this, you're still going to see a benefit. It's not going to have to be a rigorous, kind of schedule of this is how much you eat of this every day. And, you can only have this in this grade of amounts, right? So it gives you really great guidelines.
I'm going to start a new campaign. I'm going to call it the I Am campaign. Intake modification.
Intake modification, a fancy word for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, huh? So this diet, well, I'll tell you what, let me take a break and we'll come back and talk more about this. Talking to Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan about anti-inflammatory foods and how they may reduce the risk of dementia. And we will have more with Shanthi. When we return, also, we will chat with Terry Henney, who is down at the farmers market in Saginaw. More from him after these notes.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel. Me llamo Sean.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put 'em 10 and 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver packages fast and affordably so you can give your customers what they want when they need it. We're delivering for one-stop shops, mom and pops, pop-ups, startups, retail, wholesale, large scale, small biz, big box, customers, customizers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at usps.com/delivering.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Another day, another record has been set for gasoline prices. That, according to AAA. At the World Economic Forum in Switzerland today, a top Saudi official has touted a dual strategy for increasing oil production capacity for export abroad while advocating for a domestic reduction of emissions. In the meantime, in energy markets, benchmark U.S. crude rose over $111 per barrel. That could indicate more pain at the gas pump. On Wall Street, stock futures have been mostly lower this morning. Pharmacy chain CVS will stop filling prescriptions for controlled substances ordered by clinics working for Cerebral Inc. It's a move that could impact thousands of patients. The Wall Street Journal reports CVS is not commenting on the move. Cerebral has called the decision unfortunate. Some pharmacies have suggested Cerebral is writing too many stimulant prescriptions. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Tom Graham, invested in you.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Rising home values mean that you could have more home equity than you might imagine. And if you're considering a refi, an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot could save you thousands. Ask about their smart term loans, cash out, and over 300 loan options to find just the right mortgage loan for you. Call now, 866-888-LOAN, or go to loandepot.com. Loan Depot, where home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
It is the fundamental right of parents to direct the education of their children, unquote. That's the state law. And Representative Annette Glenn sponsored a bill to require posting that right in school offices and board meetings, fighting for parents. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
And let's take a minute to head down to the Saginaw Farmers Market at the SVRC Marketplace, and we find Terry Henney this morning. Terry, good morning. Terry, are you there? All right. Anybody seen Terry? We'll try him again later. Terry? Okay. We will move on then, and we will find Terry later on.
The 3-2 fastball got him on the outside edge. 3 called, third strikes, all on fastball.
Don't see that very often, do you?
What an inning for Will Vest.
The Tigers play 12:50 today on 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we are back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and we are chatting with Shanthi Appelo. Shanthi is with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, and we're talking about anti-inflammatory foods that may reduce the risk of dementia and its various forms. So let's talk about how they modified these diets, Mediterranean diet. I mean, most people apparently feel that's the king of the hill, if you will, in diets right now. How do you modify one like that? What do you add to it?
So the modification, or really the difference between the Mediterranean and DASH diet to this MIND diet that's really focused on preventing cognitive decline, is going to be little details throughout it. So, for example, there's a huge emphasis on fruit in both the DASH diet and the Mediterranean diet. However, in this MIND diet, the focus is on berries. Because we've seen in research that berries can have the ability to reduce cognitive decline, or reduce the risk for, rather. And so you're going to see minute differences like that in the diets. Something that they really highlight in the MIND diet is going to be omega-3. We've seen in research that can be really protective against inflammation. So you're going to see that in things like leafy vegetables. They recommend having that 6 or more times a week on this diet. You're also going to be recommended to have fish at least twice a week. That's also going to be rich in those omega-3s, as well as nuts. They're recommending to snack on it 5 or more times per week. So really honing in on that omega-3.
You know what's interesting to me about this, Shanthi, is that it seems to me the more we talk about these things, the more we go back to old school.
Yeah.
I'm 79 years old. Since I've grown up, I was told you got to eat more fruit. You got to eat more vegetables.
Your mom was right.
Good for you, but I've heard it from everybody, But somehow we have to put it into some form that relates to something like dementia before people want to wake up and listen to it. Is it really that new?
A lot of things aren't new, right? But I think what is interesting in the research that we're seeing is that we're seeing particular nutrients that we really can hone in on. So, for example, we're seeing that these antioxidants, we probably didn't know 79 years ago exactly why fruits and vegetables were good for you. We probably had a pretty good idea. But thinking about antioxidants and those really bright colors that you see in the fruits and vegetables, how they can, fight free radicals inside of our body, just a fancy term for these radicals that can form from environmental kind of exposure that can be harmful if we have too many of them. So these fruits and vegetables have these components that can fight them off. And so we're finding out more things like that. But I think to what you were saying, that's such an important point. We need to think of digestible ways. I guess that's a funny word to choose there for people to consume these things. It has to be easy because, because as we move forward, people are having less and less time. We're filling our schedules up with so many things. So the easy way is to pick up the packaged foods. So, just making it easier to choose the healthy choice.
All right. So let's say an old goat like me has been eating poorly all my life. And all of a sudden now I'm going to start changing my diet and intake modification. And I'm going to eat these leafy vegetables a lot more, nuts a lot more, fruits a lot more, all that. Am I too old to have it affect me?
You are not too old. And that's the thing I think a lot of people relate to because, if you've been struggling with obesity for a while or you've struggled with heart disease, had diabetes and seen it in your family, whoever you are and whatever you relate to in those ways, I think it can be really scary. Like I've already done so much that I can't reverse these effects. And there's no saying that it's going to reverse everything, but you can absolutely improve not only your life expectancy, but you can improve the way you feel because when you're substituting a lot of these processed foods with the healthier ones, you're going to feel better in your body.
All right, hold that thought. I have to take a break because we got Terry back, I think. So we're going to head down to the downtown Saginaw Farmers Market where you'll find some of those good foods and say good morning to Terry Henny. Terry, good morning. Everything is fine. How's the farmers market doing? That's good. That's good.
All the really good stuff that you guys have been talking about, it's all down here at the market. I'm right next to Sugar Bear Bakery. So I'll tell you how things are. I mean, I want to keep you healthy, okay?
Yeah, that's kind of you. You and Shanthi are working.
Yeah, there you go.
Go ahead.
and I'm hearing myself too. So
oh, are you? Oh, yeah, I know why.
So
how about now? All right. Okay, so what's happening down there? Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. All right. Good enough. Very good. Thanks, Terry. We'll talk to you later. Talking to Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Shanthi, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask if there's a website where people can go to get more information about these anti-inflammatory foods and how they react in terms of dementia.
Yeah. So we have a lot of information on ahealthiermichigan.org. I put up recipes there several times a month that are new, they're free, and of course are going to be really focused on these vegetables and things that we see in these diets that we know promote good health.
Well, out of curiosity, what's your background?
So I am a registered dietitian by training.
You hate to
I've
look at it too, and you use it.
Yeah. So, I've worked in the public health setting. I taught in the university setting, had some experience here and there in a few different clinical realms. I worked in an HIV clinic for a while, talking to patients about good nutrition and how it can influence them. So, a lot of different pools I've dipped my feet in the nutrition world. And right now, I'm just focused on wanting to really spread good health information in good digestible ways. And then, of course, develop good recipes because good food, when it has good ingredients, is so much easier to eat, right?
Right. So I can see Shanthi because we're on video, and I can tell you that she's too young to know what I'm going to talk about. But we have been told forever about eating more vegetables, more fruit, all of those things. And the more we're told about it, the more we go out and buy packaged processed food. Where are we going wrong? Where is the message not making itself in the forefront?
I wish I had a crystal ball for that. But I think a message that can relate to a lot of people here, it's let's focus on things that you can add in that are really healthy without giving up a lot of your favorite foods. Because we know that if we consume more of these vegetables and fruits, the way that we can kind of add them in to what you're already having that may be not the healthiest, you're going to have a good impact. And so it's not about cutting out everything that you love. And there's still a time for convenience, but I think there are different ways that you can reframe your convenience. For example, I like bringing a bag of chickpeas that are roasted. They're really crunchy. They're really delicious. Find them at the grocery store. And they're really easy protein for me to snack on throughout the day. They still come in a bag. They're still really easy to grab off the shelf. And I can add them onto a salad, a sandwich, anything, right? So just finding those conveniences that are going to make your life healthier instead of just the packaged foods that has all that salt and sugar added.
I like that. I like edamame. You get those little pods and pop those beans in. Ooh, I like it. So I have to ask in terms of berries. Is a berry a berry a berry? Is a blueberry better or as good for you as a strawberry, or is a strawberry not as good for you as a blueberry?
It's interesting you ask that because they all have different types of polyphenols in them. And they're these plant compounds. And there are so many of them that we've seen in research, but there are so many of them that we don't know of yet. But what they do have in common is going to be that fiber. So the higher in fiber they are, the better, right? So raspberries are very famous for being rich in fiber. And of course, they're really brightly colored as well. Same with blueberries, that really bright color that almost will stain your clothing. That's a good sign when it comes to our body. So, a berry's a berry's a berry. Definitely, you're going to get benefits from any of them you choose.
So let me ask this. If I take that blueberry and I turn it into a compote, what have I done to its nutritional value?
I'm going to assume that adds a lot of extra sugar.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to get more benefits out of that than if you're comparing to something of equivalent sugar and, fat value. Say you're choosing a cake, you're going to probably get more benefits out of that blueberry. But of course, we know that if you add it to a smoothie with some Greek yogurt to some milk, you're going to get more of those benefits.
There's lots of ways to use them, aren't there?
There are, and I think the more you experiment them and the more that we can include young people in getting excited about them, growing them, letting them choose what to put it into, we're going to be better off. We keep talking about older generation, what keeps happening in our culture, but if we can really instill these habits in young people, I think that's a really good place to start.
Can you hang on for another segment?
Of course.
Good. Thank you. Talking to Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. And we will be back with more here on WSGW. Let me take a moment to talk to you about my friends at Great Lakes Bay Investment Advisors. A 401k can be an important asset for many American retirements. You've made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years and even decades. Its tax advantages and portability enable workers to build reliable, sizable, important nest eggs. But its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Bay Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers, the little-known weapons you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today at 989-835-7203 or visit GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan. We'll be back.
For over 20 years, you have known Sunrise Awnings as the home of the shady deal. Living in Michigan, we are always looking for ways to spend more time outdoors, especially now. Sunrise Awnings provides homeowners that opportunity to expand their living space with Sunsetter or Summer Space Awnings. Enjoy family and friends, protected from the sun, rain, and heat. Call Sunrise Awnings today to take advantage of that outdoor lifestyle you enjoy. Check us out at sunriseawnings.net. Get the most out of your patio and deck with a retractable awning from Sunrise Awnings.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, Biden somehow made the border crisis worse.
You know, just when you think you're on the basement floor, it just keeps getting lower.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. And I'm not sure where Shanthi went. Shanthi, are you still there?
I am here.
Oh, there you are. All right. I didn't see your image for a minute there. Okay, here's the question. You'll love this.
Will I?
We're supposed to have omega-3. There are a lot of people who just don't like to eat fish.
Mm-hmm.
If I go to my health food store or any pharmacy and I buy those over-the-counter supplements and I buy omega-3 tablets or pills or whatever they are, capsules. And instead of eating fish twice a week, I take those pills twice a week. Am I getting the same thing?
You know, research really shows that having food in its real form is going to offer so many more benefits. Now, with omega 3, there are a few other kind of components of these foods that are acting in synergy with the omega 3 that you're getting more of the benefit from. And so, you could potentially get some of the same benefits, but the best benefit is going to be from the food. And if you don't like fish, there are other ways to get it. For example, flax seeds and walnuts are great sources of omega 3. So if you're kind of a smoothie drinker in the morning, you make oatmeal, just pop in a little tablespoon of flax seeds. It's going to add all that fiber, and then you get your omega 3 as well. So it doesn't have to just be from that. And then, of course, your leafy greens, too, if you want to add some spinach or kale.
Back to those leafy greens again.
I know. Coming back
I
to
want to
haunt us.
stick with the fish for a minute.
Yeah.
Just because I love to cause trouble. I can take a piece of fish. Now, not all fish is equal. Let's start with that, I guess. Salmon, great for omega-3 and things like that. Cod, maybe not so much, right?
Right. So the fattier the fish is, usually the more omega-3 it's going to have. So you're going to definitely be seeing a lot more omega-3 in salmon, tuna, mackerel, sardines even, than you will in those leaner, flakier fishes.
Okay, so let me ask this, and this you'll find this interesting. I'm not a big fish eater. However, I love sashimi. Absolutely. I will not eat cooked tuna, but I
Okay.
love sashimi tuna.
Yeah.
I like all forms of sashimi. As a matter of fact, yesterday I had a sashimi lunch. I probably had about 10 pieces. Do I get as much out of the raw fish as I do if I cook it, or do I lose something by cooking it?
In a lot of cases, you do lose some nutrients when you're cooking, but you're absolutely going to get benefits from either eating it raw or cooked. And I think for other sashimi lovers out there, so many great opportunities. If you don't like cooked fish, eating it raw, like in a poke bowl, that's kind of my go-to lunch nowadays. I find great tuna at the fish market. It's already chopped up into perfect little diced pieces for me, just to throw on a great poke bowl with all kinds of veggies. So
Oh, yes,
definitely
all kinds
glad
of
you like
veggies.
that.
What about all kinds of rice?
Right. Yeah. So, what my partner and I often do around that, because it can be really hard, like it's good to have some rice, but you can overdo it quickly, especially if it's white rice, right? So we will just do like a third of a cup of rice or something and fill the rest with our leafy greens. And it's a great way to just get a little bit of everything. And of course, rice can be really healthy too if you choose whole grain.
We talk often about the Mediterranean diets. What about an Asian diet?
So, I think it's a big umbrella term, right? I think there are so many different types of Asian diets. And so there are a few of them that we can definitely choose good things from. Now, some Asian diets are definitely richer in sodium. And so just being mindful of the kind of sodium we're adding to things, right? If we're even making a salad dressing and it has soy sauce in it, just trying to choose low sodium options and things like that. But one great thing about Asian diets is that there are a lot of opportunities to make vegetables taste really good. And that's one of my favorite things about it.
And if you look at the various societies, if you look, for example, at the typical Japanese person, for example, they're going to be less obese than we are, unless they're a sumo wrestler. But for the most part, it's a thinner society. Are they a healthier society? Do they live longer because of their diets?
I think there are so many different components, right? Whenever we're comparing society to society, it's not just food. Oftentimes in other societies, people are moving a lot more. I was born and raised in Sweden, and very used to seeing people hop on public transportation to get places. You're walking to the bus stop, and then once you arrive at the office, you might have to walk a little bit from the bus stop to get to the office. So there are so many different factors that play into it. Sure, diet may be healthier in some cultures, but there's so many things like genetics and the environment that play into it too.
And Are we less healthy because of social media?
That's a great question. I don't think I have a good answer for
Let
that
me
because
tell you why I say that, all right?
yeah, please.
Yeah, and again, I'm much older than you are. When I grew up, and I grew up in the Bronx, New York, we were street kids. We played on the streets. We were active on the streets. And we didn't eat healthy, but we ate reasonably well. My parents made sure I ate reasonably well. Today, most of the activity seems to be done with the thumbs. They sit there with their phones. They sit there with social media, with their computers, with their electronic devices. I have to wonder if we're not losing something with all the social media and electronics.
Yeah. So electronics, definitely. We're seeing kids not spend as much time outside, of course, because they're in front of their screens, right? And so that's definitely something parents can focus on is just getting them away from screen time, getting them more involved in activities that are outdoors where they can use their imagination and play and things like that. But yeah, it's definitely a societal thing. However, in some cases, social media can be a good thing for health. Not always, but in some cases, if you think about it, can
If
be a
you know the
great
source.
support network,
If
right?
you know the
Great
source of
support
information.
network for people who are trying to lose weight, who are struggling with
All right.
diabetes, right?
I'm going to drag you kicking and screaming into one final segment. So stick around and we will be right back. We're talking to Shanthi Appelo for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. And we'll remind you again about the anti-inflammatory foods that can help with dementia. All of that is ahead here on the Art Lewis Show. Let me ask how you slept last night, because there's another important thing, sleep. And theoretically, you're supposed to spend a third of your life in bed. Think about it, 8 hours a day, third of your life. And when you do it, you need quality sleep. You can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress, and they feature a 1-hour window delivery of your mattress to your home, or a 1-hour delivery window to your home, if you will. If you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress to your exact specifications, something the box stores can't do. Visit the Sanitary Mattress factory and showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call them at 989-753-1757. Sanitary Mattress. And we'll be back to check in with Terry Henney after these notes.
Don't just like to lawn, love to lawn with the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series. Head to Wolfiles Ace Hardware, your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer today, and see how the fastest growing lawn tractor is setting the standard for performance and comfort. Cub Cadet is delivering more strength, more versatility, and more durability in one lineup that now features bold new redesigns of the fully electric XT1 and the dealer exclusive XT2. The XT Enduro Series also offers extra tough fabricated and stamped decks, breakthrough cutting and bagging performance, incredibly responsive handling, and an ergonomically designed operator station with an adjustable seat for incredible comfort, all backed by strong warranties and the genuine parts, accessories, and trained service technicians only Wolfiles can provide. For expert advice, superior service, and exceptional offers, visit Wolfiles Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, where customer service still exists.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely.
Paid for by Chaikin Analytics. The man who predicted the 2020 crash warns of a huge event in 2022. His name is Mark Chaikin, and his newest prediction has gone viral with 1.5 million views. According to Chaikin, who spent 50 years on Wall Street, a historic event in 2022 will cause a massive shift in the wealth divide. This will affect anyone who owns stock, says Chaikin, who accurately predicted the 2020 crash. Most people will never see it coming. Chaikin, a popular guest on Jim Cramer's Mad Money, has never shied away from sharing his controversial predictions. Now, Chaikin is pointing to a huge change in the way thousands of companies will need to do business in 2022. It'll affect everyone from Apple to Amazon, he says. Watch his full brand new warning free of charge at stockmarketshift.com/radio. Go to stockmarketshift.com/radio to learn more about 2022's huge event predicted by Mark Chaikin. That's stockmarketshift.com/radio.
It's the first day of the downtown Saginaw Farmers Market down at the SVRC Marketplace, and that's where we find Terry Henney this morning. Mr. Henney, what's happening? Oh. What kind of food? Yeah, I was going to say you haven't been listening to my discussion this hour, but that's all right. Go ahead. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. All right. We'll talk to you then. Thanks, Terry. Terry Henney down at the downtown Saginaw Farmers Market.
Your home for Detroit Tigers baseball is WSGW. Cabrera.
Taking a line drive, base hit into right field. Ramon Santiago waving scope around third. The throw to the plate, well up the line. He will score standing up. Miguel Cabrera delivers an RBI single, and the Tigers have tied this game at 4.
Tigers baseball, brought to you in part by Ed Raymond's in Chesaning, Woolfiles Ace Hardware in Saginaw. All season long, Detroit Tigers baseball is on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Hi, we're back with you. Final segment with Shanthi Appelo. We've kind of stretched her out here from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Thanks a lot, Shanthi. So let me ask this question because I have a registered dietitian we talk to several times a year about good eating. Mm-hmm. And she is a big proponent of breakfast. How important is breakfast?
I definitely believe that for children, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, especially because they're being powered up for a day of learning. They need those long-lasting nutrients. We see so much research that they perform better on standardized tests when they have breakfast, and that they just have overall better attendance and are healthier. Now, with adults, I definitely think that there's the same concept there, right? The more kind of good, hearty nutrition we get in the morning, the better we're going to feel throughout the day, the better we're going to perform throughout the day. Now, I don't think it's too stringent as to when we eat it, but starting your day off with something good is definitely a good idea.
How, it seems to me over my span of existence, government has done more to confuse us than help us. By that, I mean, coffee's bad for you. Coffee's good for you. Coffee's bad for you. Coffee's good for you. Coffee's bad for you. Coffee's good for you. And we've heard that on other things too. What is the best way for the average person to get accurate information on good eating?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. And just like with all things in the sciences, we are continuing to find new information. And, that's kind of why the pendulum keeps swinging, right? We're finding out new research that's helping us establish certain guidelines. And so the best place to go definitely is a lot of government websites, like the USDA has a lot of great information. ChooseMyPlate.gov is filled with a lot of great information. And then we know that a lot of these like bigger hospital organizations and things are going to have a lot of great information. Now, I think where people need to look is, are people or are these resources that you're looking into linking it with the latest and greatest research? Is it sound in science? Do you see someone on this blog or this source of information that has the credentials to be able to give you this kind of information? Because there's so much stuff out there on social media.
I hate to do this, but I have to interrupt for time. But first of all, thank you much for being with us today and spending the hour with me. And give everybody the website again for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan.
Absolutely. It's called ahealthiermichigan.org.
Shanthi, let's do it again sometime.
Sounds great, Art. It's been great. Have a good day.
Bye-bye now. That is Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Back to close out after these notes.
As golfers, we want more distance, more accuracy, more birdies, pars, and one putts. What if I told you that you can get all of that and more for less during your next golf getaway? Now with 90 holes of golf at one resort, Shanty Creek Resort is bigger and better. Discover a new golf mecca in Bel Air with all the more you need. Variety, quality, and quantity with customizable stay and play packages accommodating every group and budget. When you're ready for more, we'll be here to welcome you at Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. That's ziprecruiter.com/radio. ziprecruiter.com/radio.
You have the chance to win a $1,000 gift certificate to the business of your choice when you play the WSGW Spring Home Makeover Contest, presented by Rose Pest Solutions. To enter, visit WSGW.com. Scroll down the homepage and click on the contest box. That's when you choose the business you would use your $1,000 gift certificate if you are the winner. Businesses include Rose Pest Solutions, Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery, Roof Max, Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center, Delta Door Sales, Crane's L&M Appliance, Begic Nursery and Garden Center, J&B Boots, United Financial Credit Union, Maple Hill Nursery, Hartel Heating and Cooling, Westside Decorating Center, Cluck Nursery, Designer's Touch, M&R Garage Door, Bay Landscaping, Reamer Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Woolfiles Ace Hardware, the Spring Home Makeover Contest, presented by Rose Pest Solutions. Enter online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show, weekday mornings at 9 on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right. Speaking of the Art Lewis Show, that does it for today. Our thanks to Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan for joining us and hanging around for the hour. Good information. We will move on to Focus after the news, and we will be highlighting Westside Decorating Center and finding out how close they are to their grand reopening with new space. All of that is ahead. But before we get there, we have news from CBS, the local report with Ann Williams. We will be back right after the news with Focus. Talk to you then.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting. I'm Steve Kathan. It all happened in one classroom. The mass shooting at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, where 19 children were killed along with 2 adults. Chris Olivares of the Texas Department of Public Safety on CBS Mornings.
The shooter was able to make entry into a classroom, barricaded himself, and at that point, it just started shooting children and teachers that were inside that classroom, having no regard for human life, just a complete tragedy and an evil person.
CBS's Tony DeCopel in Uvalde says the 18-year-old gunman was killed.
He was armed with an AR-15 style rifle, also had high-capacity magazines with him, according to police. Weapons, by the way, that he bought legally this very month on his 18th birthday.
Republican Tony Gonzalez represents the area in Congress. He tells CBS Mornings now is not the time to discuss gun reforms.
Right now, we need love. We need compassion. We need people to come together as we heal.
He's voted against gun reform legislation on 2 occasions. Connecticut Democrat Chris Murphy is making a plea for compromise on Capitol Hill.
I've made clear to my Republican colleagues, I'm open for business. If you have a compromise, if you have something that you think can make our country a little bit safer, can make our kids and our families a little bit safer, let's get it done.
Now to talk to kids about what happened in Texas, clinical psychologist Jamie Howard on CBS Mornings says it is worth having a discussion.
We want kids to learn about big traumatic things from a trusted adult. If they learn about it from other kids on the playground, in homeroom, or overhearing it on the radio in a store, then they're going to hear potentially more sensational bits. It's more likely to scare them.
Well, now to politics. After dispatching a Republican primary opponent endorsed by former President Trump, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp turned his attention to his Democratic challenger.
The fight for the soul of our state begins to make sure that Stacey Abrams is not going to be our governor or the next president.
Former football star Herschel Walker won the state's Senate GOP primary. He was backed by Trump. Kate Moss on the stand today in Johnny Depp's libel case against his ex, Amber Heard. Earlier in the trial, Heard had suggested Depp, who once dated Moss, push the supermodel down some stairs.
During the course of your relationship, did he ever push you down any stairs?
No, he never pushed me, kicked me, or threw me down any stairs.
West Virginia has reached a more than $161 million settlement with 2 pharma companies, just as closing arguments were set to begin in a 7-week opioid trial. Right now on Wall Street, the Dow is up about 100 points. The S&P is up 24. This is CBS News.
It's a day to honor,
to remember,
to reflect. This Memorial Day, honor our fallen soldiers with taps across America.
For more information, go to cbs.com/taps.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel. Me llamo Sean.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is Wsgw News.
It's 63 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams. Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald is calling the mass shooting at a Texas school tragic, saying communities like Oxford are still hurting after a deadly high school shooting there last fall.
My main thought is we really need to start talking about how we're going to prevent another mass shooting, because if 18 very young children doesn't move the needle, I'm not sure what will, but there are resources and there are methods and protocols that we can adopt to try to prevent these tragedies.
McDonald says experts all over the country and here in Michigan have researched school violence and have resources that can be used now. McDonald is the prosecutor in the Oxford school shooting case. FEMA officials, state and local officials are assessing the damage in Gaylord after last Friday's EF3 tornado, which destroyed several homes and businesses. 2 people were killed and 44 injured. FEMA's Cassie Cohn is not sure how long the damage assessment will take.
So the length of the assessments really vary depending on the event. We are prepared to be here as long as it takes to see the damage that our state and local partners want us to see. And that process, this step is really one of the initial information gathering steps in that larger declaration request process.
Once the assessment is complete, Governor Whitmer will request a federal disaster declaration to get federal aid. WSGW News Time coming up on 11:07.
Did it go okay when your insurance agent sat down with you to review the coverage checklist for your farm so you wouldn't have to worry about uncovered areas? You have reviewed your coverages lately, right? If not, maybe your agency should be the Amel Rummel Agency. At the Amel Rummel Agency, it's our job to understand the various risks you face every day on your farm, and then provide you with the right insurance policy that is based on your needs. If your current insurance agent is not offering this kind of service, it's time you talked with the Amel Rummel Agency, because we listen and then we respond to what we hear. The Amel Rummel Agency is located in Frankenmuth, Vassar, Caro, and in Saginaw. Call us today at 800-572-0939. That's 800-572-0939. Or visit us on the web at rummelinsurance.com.
WSGW News Time is 11:08. Saginaw Splash Park and the Frank and Anderson Celebration Park on Fordney Street will be open for the season on Saturday from 10 to 7. Due to limited staffing, the bathrooms and changing areas will be closed to the public. The city is looking to hire 5 Celebration Park coordinators who worked in the park throughout the summer season. The park coordinator monitors the Splash Park daily to ensure safety and upkeep. The temporary position reports directly to the labor foreman of the facilities division and works about 20 to 28 hours per week. To find out more about that position and to apply, visit the City of Saginaw website. In Alpena County, a vehicle hit the back of a school bus that was stopped at a railroad crossing on Tuesday morning. There were no serious injuries, but 3 students were taken to the hospital. Police are investigating. The Michigan House has approved Representative Rodney Wakeman's plan to improve Michigan's adoption and foster care system. Wakeman says the plan makes critical changes to fix problems identified by families and professionals who work in the state's adoption and foster care system. He says this will help place more foster children with qualified family members or friends whenever possible.
What this really means is that these individuals who are going out of their natural home environment, they can be provided an opportunity to go with someone they already are familiar with, another family member or a close friend.
The bill will require the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services to work with entities that perform family finding and engagement services, which help connect foster youth who lack permanency to qualified family members and friends who are able and willing to step in and care for them. State Representative Julie Calley has voted to provide much-needed tax relief for families, seniors, workers, and veterans in Michigan. Calley of Portland said the more than $2.5 billion tax cut plan, made possible by an unprecedented state revenue surplus, will put more money in people's wallets at a time when everyone is struggling under the weight of historic inflation rates. She said she hears from people every day who are worried about the cost of groceries and gas, which seem to get more and more expensive every time they go to the store. WSGW News Time is 11:10. When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom, 752-0790. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms here for today with cloudy skies, a high in the low 70s. We'll have southeast winds around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. Then for tonight, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, cloudy and a low near 65. Thursday, a chance for showers and storms, cloudy, high of 78 degrees. Then by Friday, we'll have a chance for some rain showers, cloudy sky conditions, a high of 67. By Saturday, mostly sunny skies, a high of 71 degrees. Then by Sunday, plenty of blue skies and sun, a high of 81. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology forecast.
Currently, it's 67.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis, and Focus brought to you by RoofMax. RoofMax, the safe, affordable alternative to expensive shingle roof replacement. Find out more at getroofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. RoofMax with 2 X's. And today we'll help you with projects that include paint and staining and wallpaper and decorating and all of those good things, because we're returning for another visit. We say good morning to a couple of folks from Westside Decorating Center. First of all, its owner, we say good morning to Mike Stoddard. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
And also with us this morning, she is one of the decorators at Westside Decorating Center who be more than happy to come to your home and help you with your decorating concerns. We say good morning to Sonia.
Good morning.
All right, Mike, I got to start with the question I ask all the time in recent weeks anyway. How's the project coming, and when would you expect to have your grand opening with all your new expanded space?
Yeah, so things are going well. For those of the listeners that don't know, we're expanding our showroom and our storage facilities at Westside here. So we've just recently in the last week taken down some walls. We are still yet to take down the big showroom wall that'll expand our showroom, but we want to make sure everything's ready before we do that. So probably looking into later July for the grand opening.
It's been a project, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. Just like everything, raw material shortages, labor shortages. Want to make sure everything's right. So we're kind of in the same boat that all of our customers are in as far as that goes. So playing the waiting game, but there's definitely improvement. And every time customers come in, it looks different here.
All right, so you supply decorating advice to the general public. Where did you go for decorating advice? Come on now.
I just had someone ask me that yesterday. I said, how did you figure everything out? And I said, well, we did it in-house,
Sonia, were you advised?
Oh, no, I let them take over the whole project.
Yeah, I'll bet.
No, I don't just sit back.
Well, tell me, Mike, tell us, when all is said and done, and the public comes into the new show space, how much bigger is it, and what are they going to see?
Yeah, so we're basically doubling in size. So we're going from about 4,500 square feet to around 9,000. So when they come in, it used to be kind of a long rectangle-shaped building, but when you come in now, or once the wall gets broken down, when they come into the left of the showroom, there'll be about a 20-foot wall opening into the new showroom, or I shouldn't say the new showroom, the expanded showroom. And that's going to be an expansion for our design department. We're going to have some really cool new products that are already coming in, some new displays that are being set up right now in that space. So we're really excited, once that opens up to let everyone know what new products we'll be carrying.
Same front door? or are you going to use the
Yep,
other door?
We'll use the same front door entrance, so you'll still come in the same door as always, and just see a little different showroom when you walk in.
All right. So the other question I always ask you is, what's new at Westside Decorating Center aside from all that construction?
Yeah, so we obviously have full swing for exterior painting and staining. So a lot of people are coming in looking for deck stains. A new one for us, but not new on the market, is one called Ready Seal. Comes in about 8 different colors. It is a semi-transparent stain, so for your deck, your siding, your roof, or your shingles, you can use it on pretty much anything. That is what they call a goof-proof stain. So you cannot mess up the application. You can't over-apply, under-apply.
Made for me.
Yeah, it can be rained on like almost right away.
Wow.
So it's got a lot of benefits to it, and it's really super easy to use. So we have that on sale right now.
Very good. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more with Sonia and Mike from Westside Decorating Center. We'll also chat with Terry Henney. All of that is ahead here on Focus on WSGW.
There's a reason why Crane's L&M Appliance Center has been serving the Tri-City area since 1956. Hi, I'm Eric Crane. Customer satisfaction. From the moment you step into my store, you'll know you get knowledgeable support on the best brands with the best possible prices. We help you find the best product that fits your needs and budget. Whether it's new, reconditioned, or scratch and dent, we are committed to give you the best service before, during, and after the sale. Crane's L&M Appliance Center, 3260 Bay Road in Saginaw, where we want to earn your business.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older, 52,
36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
This is what camping sounds like when you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP. And this is what camping sounds like when you have Inspire and don't need a CPAP. If you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP, Inspire could work for you. Inspire works inside the body and keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
Let's check in with Farm Director Terry Henney down at a farmer's market, the downtown Saginaw Farmers Market. Terry? All right. All right. Talk to you later on the Farm Show. Terry Henny.
Broadcasting from the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios. This is WSGW.
Where we return on focus with Mike Stoddard and Sonia from Westside Decorating Center. So, Sonia, I want to talk about something. We don't talk about it very much with Westside Decorating, but you are also a carpet dealer. Tell us about the carpets you carry.
Absolutely. Actually, we just received our new 2022 patterns. So there are so many new designs. And when I say designs, I mean like nautical and mid-century modern type designs. So there's a nice mix. And it's sort of coming back to where people still want this soft, warm feeling in their bedrooms and family rooms, places where you might hang out with your grandkids or your kids and sit on the floor. So we're doing a lot more carpet than we were in the previous couple years.
Are we fickle as a society in terms of our decorating tastes?
I sort of think so. It goes one way to the extreme, and then once we realize what we don't have, we kind of go back. I mean, it's no different from all the years when we had hardwood floors and we covered them with carpet, and then we went through several years where we pulled all the carpet up and refinished hardwood, and so now I think we're starting to see that reverse again.
All right, so if someone wants carpet, they call you up and say we're interested in carpet. They come in, they pick the carpet. What's next? You come out and measure? I imagine you have to know exactly what the sizes are.
Yes. So we invite people into the showroom anytime to come and just look and see what's out there. But if you're one that has a hard time making a decision, we're more than happy to come out and measure and take a look at the surroundings, your furniture, your wall colors, and put together the whole plan so we can narrow it down to maybe just 3 or 4 choices for you so you're not just overwhelmed with options. And so we'll measure, and we've got some great installers. We've got it all covered, basically. Just make one phone call and we can take care of you.
And how important is what you put under that carpet? Is it still as important, the padding?
It is. We always use a really good, firm 8-pound pad because you want the life of your carpet. You want that to add to the life of your carpet. If we do something skimpier, you're just going to end up with the carpet wearing down too soon. And so you can use an inexpensive carpet, but a really good pad and get several years out of it.
All right. And Mike, let me ask you about outdoor painting, because this is the season. The temperatures are getting warm enough. Indoors, if I'm going to paint my walls indoors, I want to use a ceramic paint because it's easy for cleanup, it's durable, and all of those things. Is there a correlation to outside paint? Is there a ceramic for outside, or do you need it?
There is. So our ceramic paint for exterior is great because you can put it on vinyl and aluminum siding, like even bare vinyl or aluminum siding with no primer needed. So it has the adhesion and the durability to give you that nice washable look like our customers are used to with our ceramic paints on the inside. Now you can use it outside as well.
I assume that the outside paints are tintable just like inside paints?
Correct. Yep, you can get any color.
Any color at all. All right.
Yep.
So let's tell everybody where you're located.
Yeah, so our address is 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township, right near Weineke on State Street. Hours are 8 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. during the week. Saturdays, 9 until 3 o'clock. And they can always get us on our website, westsidedecoratingcenter.com.
And stop in, because come time in July, that new showroom's going to be complete.
Correct.
All right. Looking forward to it. Sonia, how do they get a hold of you if they want some interior decorating help?
Well, you can actually sign up on our website to have us contact you for appointments. You can get a hold of us by email on there as well, or our phone number, again, is 989-793-6182.
All right, both of you, thanks for being with us today, and have a great day.
Perfect. Thanks, Art.
All right, you as well. Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Sonia and Mike at Westside Decorating Center, we thank them for being with us, and we will be back to close out.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business,
The weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with Roof Max.